Y'all care, spoke up to you. And under the first post from AmITheAsshole. This post is from user AIT daughter moving. It's a throwaway account, so it really doesn't matter the name. Am I the asshole for telling my daughter she cannot move 1,000 plus miles away to live with her girlfriend? Oh, this is gonna be a good post. A friend at work pointed me to this to get some more advice as points of view of my situation. I, 46-year-old female, I'm the mother of two wonderful children. Andrew, 16-year-old male, and Nicole, 21-year-old female. Nicole was a very bright as a child and excelled in her classes, and she headed into college with a plan to get a master's at least. I have never had to worry about her doing well or hitting milestones, but the last few years have been really surprising. She became a bit withdrawn in her teen years, more so than I realized until now. And after her first year of college, she suddenly moved out from a relative's home and got her own apartment. Then after her second year of college last May, she told me and her father, 58-year-old male, that she was dropping out and might return in a year, but wasn't so. And she was incredibly stressed out and depressed and had been for years. It felt like it was coming out of nowhere. First, she got a full-time job and started talking about how happy she was and finally in a good routine and that she loved working. I was glad things were at least going well for her, but still hoping she'd return to college soon. One of the biggest recent bombshells she dropped to me, though, was a month ago. I drove to visit her. We went out for lunch and we started talking about this friend, 25-year-old female of hers. Eventually, my daughter admitted to me that she was a lesbian, and she and this girl had been dating since January, and that she flew to meet her without telling me of her father. Alright. Okay. It's in all caps. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to take a little break because I'm just comprehending just this post. I'm sorry. Alright. I was sacked and angry. All I did was gently scold her for not telling me, but that I'm glad she's okay and she had a good time with her girlfriend. I'm very new to this whole thing with my daughter, as I thought she was interested in men, but I'm willing to support her because I love her. The problem is now she told me earlier this week she intends to move within the next year and a half. She says it might be sooner rather than later because things are changing with her girlfriend's living situation, and she wanted to give me the heads up. I told her absolutely not, that she could not move somewhere. She's only been dating for a couple of months, especially not when she's moving several states away. All of her family's here, including me and her father and her brother, and her 3 living grandparents. I told her she's too young and she can't move that far away just for a girl. She told me that regardless of her girlfriend, she's been wanting to move far away for years, and that her girlfriend's state was a list of potential places. She said she loved being there when she visited and can't wait to go back, says I'm being unreasonable by asking her to stay, that she hates it here and she feels like she cannot be herself. Am I the asshole here? I don't think she's old enough, mature enough to leave. Before I comment on this post, which I forgot to say, there's a couple of edits. There's actually like a lot of edits, actually. Edit number 1. Because someone asked, my daughter just didn't ask for money. She almost never asked for money. She's like her father in that way. She's completely financially independent. I have her and my house outstanding plan to help out. My mother pays monthly phone bill because he insisted on doing so for my daughter. And my daughter's grandfather and her father's side pays her car insurance. And my daughter goes to her father when she has car troubles because he has a lot of experience. My daughter takes care of all others' needs on her own. My child's father is not my husband. We never married. We have not been together since she was born. I would have left him earlier if I had not become pregnant. I regret being involved with him because this is why I was introduced to become addicted to drugs. I do not regret my daughter. Please stop calling me a homophobe. I support my daughter. I'm just apparently ignorant of some things about being gay. I am no longer answering questions about my addiction. Most of you are making baseless assumptions and disgusting accusations I won't entertain. I tried my best to be a good mother and get clean. That's why I may have not been the best person to have custody of her as a child, but neither but neither was her actively abusive father who stalked, abused, manipulated, and intimidated me the entire time I've known him. Okay, now I have a lot to count on this. This post is honestly a pretty good one for this video. I'm honestly gotta be yes the asshole. See, she like screamed. She got so mad. She's 21. She's 21. It's not like she's 16 or 15. She's 21. Okay, if she was like in a teens, I possibly could understand the worry. And like maybe it should be a good idea to tell her mother, but it's kind of like I don't know her. She just seems like she might be the one to get incredibly enraged about her daughter being lesbian, which I'm not gonna get into this, but there's nothing wrong with being gay. Like it's kind of like she does not seem like the most, nice, especially how she's like she emphasizes all caps. So, and also, her saying I don't think she's old enough or mature enough to leave. She's 21, like I said. And also, she's, like, going on that, like, my family lived there. Our family lived there. Like, it's so stupid. Like, it doesn't matter. She's an adult woman. She can do whatever she wants. She can leave you and never talk to you again. And, like, the last post talking about addiction, it's kind of like, we don't know how she treated, but I'm gonna say definitely yes the asshole, because I think there's stuff going on. I'm not gonna assume everything, because, there's always a chance she might have been an amazing mother, she might have been a terrible mother, we don't know that, but just judging by the post, yes the asshole. Now, our first comment is by Red Star. Yes, the asshole. It seems like you do not know much about your daughter's personal life, and that's okay, because he doesn't need to say. She's not a teen living under your roof. The more you butt in and tell her what she can and cannot do as an adult, the less you're gonna see her. Have you considered that the reason she wants to leave at all is to get away from the restraints of her hometown and family? And there was really not the asshole post, but I found a really good reply to this one by Opie completely admits on a post that she was addicted to her daughter. The daughter was entitled child. The daughter was removed from her care for all but 4 years of said childhood, and she was addicted for 4 years also. OP is completely unremorseful about this one, and admitted this critical context for obvious reasons. This next post is by user RelevantRip2674. Am I the asshole for wearing an Iron Maiden T-Shirt to my first meeting with my girlfriend's parents? I, 28-year-old male, have been dating my girlfriend, 23-year-old female, for a few months now. Things have gone well. We get along well so far. I really care about her, and I hope things works out with us. Anyways, she recently invited me to come over and have dinner with her parents at their home. She still lives with them for now. We are getting serious, and they wanted me to meet her. If it's relevant, her parents are Indian immigrants to the United States, and I am white. So I thought it was completely casual meeting when I wore a Iron Maiden T-shirt. I do happen to like the band, but that's not even why I wore it. That's just how I dress. That shirt just happened to be clean that day. I went and met her parents and thought we had a good meeting. However, my girlfriend was not happy with me. She feels as if I was dressing in a t-shirt rather than a nice button-up was bad enough. But wearing that t-shirt with skulls, in other words, it was just obnoxious. I honestly just dressed for the meeting. I usually do. I did not even think about it. I think if she had sense for that, she should have communicated that them to be friend. But she thinks what I did was obviously stupid and inappropriate, and that I should have known about it. Is she right or wrong, or is she being too critical? I'm gonna say too critical. It seemed like the parents did not care, I think. And also, it's kind of like, he did not know. Like, okay, I'd understand if maybe, like, his girlfriend told him specifically. But it's not like he even purposely did anything. It just happened to be that, he wore that shirt today. So, I don't see anything on now. We have a yes the asshole post by Novus Ticket 7395. Yes, the asshole. Because you're an adult, meaning someone's parents generally isn't over counseling unless they have specify that their parents are casual as well. Surely you're on a nicer set than an Iron Maiden of being an adult and all. This post, I do not like this post. I think it's kind of mildly condescending and stupid. Like, what? Like, meeting someone's parents isn't usually a casual thing. It can be. Like, I think, like, he's, like, what? He owns a nice assault. That's just happened to be the soak he wore with that specific day. It's not like he came with it's not like he came with the express intent to, like, I'm gonna, like, annoy her parents or something. He just put on what soak he had on. He definitely had nicer soaks. He just decided to put that soak on because he did not know it was super casual. And the next post is by, the next comment is by Obi-Wan I don't know how to pronounce this. Not the asshole. I really do not understand the yes the asshole comment. Since he wanted you to address the certain ways, he said I communicated that. On to the next post. On to this wild penultimate post by Oh shit I did. Am I the asshole for sending my neighbor a ransom note? What? Okay. A couple of weeks ago, my neighbor left a note in the mailbox. Apparently our trash cans are mixed up and he wanted his back, which is fine. But he wasn't exactly polite. You have my trash cart. The city assigns everyone a specific trash cart for a reason. I expect it returned in good condition. For reference, my neighbor is old, probably in his 70s. We got along fine when he moved in. When we saw him and his wife almost every day, we would say hi and chat. They always got our son something for his birthday. Things kind of went down south about 2 years ago. Our house was built in the early 90s and started to show its age. We did stucco windows and doors, so we now have what looks a new I can't pronounce that. Contemporary home next to their home, which now looks worse than they did in comparison. I think this bothered them. Before the remodel, they would go out and say hi about every time they saw us. After the remodel, they only spoke to us when they happened to be coming over or going at the same time. Maybe once a month at that. So back to the story. After getting this note, I made a ransom note. I cut letters and words out of my wife's magazine and I have a trash can. If you want to see it alive again, you do exactly the same. Meet me at the Arbor Bridge at midnight. No funny business. If I so much as smell a cap, you'll find a cup floating in the river. Anonymous. I thought that it was funny. I thought you might even think it was funny. But the next day, I was leaving for the gym, and he comes out, "You're a real asshole, you know." I was a little surprised, so I laughed which matter. I just replied, "Sorry, man, you're making a joke. Let me get your trash can." They were identical, as best as I can tell, but apparently he was pretty attached to this. I would have to give him yes the asshole mildly. It was super funny, but, like, I don't know, maybe just give him his trash can. A mild yes the asshole. Just a mild yes the asshole. But it was hilarious. This first post is by, this first comment is by I am hooding cats, not the asshole. I think it's funny as aff. However, you should know that the Venn diagram of things I think are funny and things I'm protesting just one big circle. And to another comment by Cats Meow Full Fur. Yes, the asshole, and I doubt the reason for the change of heart was the remodel. He's a little mad. This last post is made by Logical Pound 1166. Am I the asshole for walking away from a breastfeeding mother? I, 16-year-old female, was at work. I served when my mother walked into what I think was her husband and her 3 kids. Maybe Tadleys? I think OP forgot an R though. So I'm just gonna say toddlers, or maybe it's some British thing I'm too American to understand. And one baby who was IDK, maybe around 2 to 3 months old. I was assigned. Oh, this is actual. I'm not just saying IDK. This is exactly what the post says. You can even read it up there. You can see the post up there. I don't know why I'm saying that, but let's actually get back to the post. I was assigned them, and I showed them their table and let them know I would be back in about 4 minutes to get them started on some drinks. When I came back, the mom asked me to leave them alone because she was breastfeeding and wanted some privacy. I agreed and walked away. Maybe 16 minutes later, and her husband came up, asked to speak to my boss. Well, won't. I am not allowed to ask questions, why, for stuff like that. So I agreed. When they were done talking to my boss asked if I really just walked away from them. I asked them what they meant and explained to me that the people said I walked away from the breast table after seeing them. When I explained to them that they asked me to give them some privacy so they can be breastfed. My boss cut me off and told me to go serve them, and that I would be waiting up for night service. For the rest of the night, my family was so mad at me at the whole time. They were snippy and treating me like an animal that didn't understand basic knowledge. Not the asshole. Oh, okay, that service, the manager was an absolute asshole. I'm just gonna say that, not the asshole. She asked for privacy, you gave her privacy. If she's gonna complain about getting privacy, when she wanted privacy, she can go screw herself. Screw herself, I'm sorry. I gotta use proper English grammar. I gotta use the proper English lexicon for this. Just look at my captions. Okay, this comment is from Cannabis Aficionado. Not the asshole. They roped and doped you. They asked for privacy, and then you complain when you give it to them. It's most likely there's something to do at every restaurant to get for freebies. This next comment is by August Solaris, and not the asshole. Also try to contact HR if you can explain the situation. See you in the next one, guys. Like, guys. Have a wonderful day, guys, and goodbye. Bye.